that two-parent household argument is not only untrue because you can have two extremely toxic ass fucking parents like alcoholics or addicts. You can have both a toxic father and a toxic mother. But aside from that two-parent household argument being bullshit, let me explain to you why you cannot rely on the two-parent household. The two-parent household is idealistic. Why is that? Because one parent can die. One parent can become disabled. They can lose an income. They can.
This is dumb. This is dumb. All right. So essentially, you can't depend on a two-parent household because one of the parents can die and then it would be a one-parent household. That's stupid. But let's tackle what she said in the beginning. She said both parents can be toxic. Yes, that's true. Both parents can be toxic. You could have a toxic mom and a toxic father that don't need to be together. But the results are showing that people that are raised in two-parent households have better outcomes. They have better outcomes, mainly because with a strong mother and a strong father, people that know their roles, and you're able to get that nurturing from your mother, and you're able to get the discipline and strong behavior and work ethic and all that other stuff from your father, those things combine and create a whole person. Of course, if you're in a toxic household with both parents, it's not going to be good. But that's not the argument. What we're actually seeing is, let's talk about the flip side. You're in a single parent household and that parent is still dating, bringing men or different women in throughout your life that are not your biological parent. How toxic can that be? So this woman is not making any sense. Then she's talking about, oh, well, if one parent dies, then it wouldn't be a two-parent household. Okay, and if you lose your job, you wouldn't have one. Does that mean you shouldn't go get one? No. All right.
They can become in a car accident and end up in a coma. You can't guarantee your life. You can't even guarantee that you are going to see tomorrow, let alone the other parent. So aside from parents voluntarily being deadbeats or, abandoning their children, or, people choosing to, quote unquote, be single parents, choosing, quote unquote, I use that term loosely because nobody really chooses it, and that's the fucking point.
That's a lie. A lot of people choose to be single parents. When you have a child with somebody that you do not know, that you did not properly vet, you had no foreseeable way that they were going to be able to support the family, you didn't really know them, you was out here in the streets and all this other stuff, you chose to be a single parent. You chose to be a single parent. People got to stop. People got to stop trying to shift the blame and shift the accountability. Being a single parent, for the most part, is a self-inflicted wound. You didn't choose properly. You didn't vet the person. You didn't do all those things. And a lot of people, I did, but people change and da-da-da-da-da. In a majority of cases that I'm seeing, there was dysfunction to begin with, and y'all should have never had a child to begin with. Y'all was out here laying it down, having sex, worried about your orgasms, and you weren't focused on marrying the person. You weren't focused on having conversations up front. You wanted to feel good and last in the honeymoon phase and stuff like that, and then you got pregnant, and then you had to work with what you had. Let's stop being fake.
No one chooses to be a single parent. You can also get sick. You can also become disabled. What if you get cancer and you become terminally ill and now your children are having to take care of you instead?
This is a wild argument. This lady is really like, well, if you are a two-parent household and somebody dies, then you're a one-parent household. So you shouldn't be a two-parent household because something could happen and you're not a one-parent. Imagine if you lived your life like that every single day. Imagine if it's like, well, you can get in a car accident with both eyes open, looking at the road. So close them. Close your eyes and drive because you could get in an accident with both eyes open. Stupid. That does not make sense. So essentially, be a single parent because if you're in a two-parent household, someone could die. And this is who y'all listening to. It looked like she got multiple face tattoos. Looked like she shopping at Ross on her way to her job at Wendy's. I hope she's not a parent, bro. I hope that she's not a parent, because that child probably is not going to have a father in their life, a stable father. And if you're a father, if you're her man and you're watching this, what do you think? Like, this is wild.
And their father already passed away, or whatever the case may be. We have orphans, because not only is a two-parent household idealistic and not realistic, not guaranteed, it's like the best possible outcome, and it's kind of a fairy tale, because even in nature it doesn't really fucking exist. In the animal kingdom, amongst mammals, those babies that are born from whatever species, whether it's cubs, whether...
You know what also doesn't exist in nature? A car. But you have one, right? You have one. This idea that a two-parent household is idealistic, it's not realistic, and you know, it really cuts at the undertone of where we're at. People really believe that they should have children first and ask questions later. How many of these people, before they had a child, really sat down and asked their significant other, their partner, the important questions? How many of them had a game plan? How many of them sought outside counsel or really tried to figure out, is this person the person for me? Or did you just go based on their looks? Did you go based on their look? Did you go based on they took you to Cheesecake Factory and took you on a couple dates and then you bust it open? Like what was the criteria for having sex with you and impregnating you, or dating you, or kissing you, or holding your hand, or being able to say I'm your boy? Like, what were the criteria? What were the requirements? Was this Harvard level, prerequisites, or are we talking about community college? What? Because nobody wants to talk about that. It's so unrealistic. Why? Because you never valued yourself. You never valued yourself, so then you put yourself in a position to where other people didn't value you. You led with vagina, and when you led with vagina, you likely got pregnant. And then after you got pregnant, you tried to go and do things the right way and found out it's more difficult with a child. And you went and got face tattoos, and now you're realizing, and now everything is like up in the air and nothing is guaranteed. It's like, if you make good decisions, you are better. You are more likely to have better outcomes. In the situation where you're a woman and you're married to a man and she dies, if you're with a man who's responsible for taking care of the household, he's likely going to have some type of life insurance if he's responsible. So you're still taken care of. Like this idea that we have to live based on, oh, well, this person can die tomorrow and this person can do this, and therefore I should be a single parent. Stupid. But let's listen to a little bit more of what she got to say.
Whether it's whales, whether it's birds, babies are lucky to have any parents, and their survival rate goes down, I believe, 80 to 90% if they don't have their mother in the first year of life. And that's like for kittens and puppies and things of that nature. And if you breed animals, you fucking know that. So the mother is crucial to all species development. The father doesn't normally play an active present role in majority of parenthood. They don't. In the entire animal.
Something tells me she didn't grow up with the father. Something tells me she didn't grow up with the father. And I want to know who's driving that car. I want to know who's driving the car. Looks like she's in the passenger seat. I hope this isn't her man driving the car and listening to this nonsense and listening to her saying that, children don't need their fathers, and, the mother is crucial, but the father isn't, and all this. This is wild. Do not listen to this woman. If you are a young lady, do not listen to this woman. You absolutely need your father. You can tell that she probably didn't have her father or a great father. Maybe there's some type of resentment. I don't know. I just couldn't imagine somebody that grew up with a good father saying these type of things about men, saying these type of things about fathers. But that just goes to show you, right? When you are immature and you know everything about the animal kingdom, but you don't know how to get a father for your children, you don't know how to keep a man, that's interesting. It's wild. But don't listen to this lady. This goes again to show that we live in a culture where people are willing to have children without knowing the person they're having children with. They lead with vagina and, penis. And we end up in situations like this. And I hope she doesn't have a child. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Tap in. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're a content creator looking to grow your brand online, make sure you tap into my Content Confidence Workbook. Info is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.